A very good day to you. It's Peter Whaley, and I'm here to run you through an up and running session with Snapshot.live. So in the next 14 minutes, I'll show you how to register and set up your trial. And I also want to talk to you a little bit more about how you can customize your dashboards in a little bit more detail. Now, the webinar is in listen-only mode, but of course you can use the chat box and just pop us some messages. We'll get back to you either during the webinar or after, and it's recorded as well. Now, of course, if you are attending this webinar, you probably have seen our 9-minute series on the Snapshot.live overview. And as I said, this is giving you a little bit more detail about getting Snapshot up and running. So let's do that. You'd head across to plus.live and hit the free trial. When you hit the free trial, what you'll need to do is enter in some basic information, including the time zone, hop in your password, confirm the password, and once you've done that, then what you'll need to do is just remember that username and password, and that you'll need to log in. So once you've done that, you would create your company portal. If somebody else has already created that company portal before you, it'll just tell you about it, and then you can add your application. In this case, it's Snapshot.live. Just remember, there's no credit card at this time that you need. You can use Snapshot completely without risk as well. Now, one important point is you need to have received an email back from plus.live, and that email needs to be confirmed. Please check your spam folder if you don't have that. All right, so that's the register and trial setup. Now, what I'll do is I'll show you the setup of the business connection. So let's just drag from my other screen the actual Snapshot.live login. And you can see here, I'm just going to log in right over here, and we'll use the demonstration portal. So I'm signing in now. And remember, what I've done is I've created the company portal and the first user, and I've added the application. Here it is at the moment. Now you'll notice I have other applications. You can add those as you need, and future applications, just click on that add application button. So we're on the landing page of plus.live, and we want to now connect Snapshot to our business system so we get instant dashboards. And the way you would do that is you'd head across to the admin menu, click on administration, and now we dive down to, on the admin menu or the main menu, we dive down to the data connector. And this data connector, I can either download a data connector because I have a desktop vendor such as Advanced Business Manager, Sage, Cybers, and other vendors, or I can add a cloud connector as such. So how you would progress is you hit download, it downloads it to your desktop, and once you have that downloaded, just simply open it. And you follow a what we call bouncing ball process to add your business system. I won't do that. It's fairly easy, but what you just need to have on hand is your SQL settings, your login for your business system. So that would make you probably an administrator, and obviously the name of your business system database. So once you've done that, you're A for A. Now, if you get stuck on that, of course, your own IT department or your partner can help, or pop us an email. And we have a help center as well that'll lead you through that process. If I quickly look at plus.live and I look under support for you here, you'll see that our help center covers a step-by-step process on setting up that data connector as such. So under the plus.live portal, we also have some videos there for you as well. Good, so that's step 2. So just to reframe where we're at, we've created the company portal, we have added our first user, we have logged in, we have downloaded the data connector or added the cloud connector. And now what we want to do is we want to create user groups or additional users and roles. And how we do that is you would start with your user group, and that's done at a portal level. And the user group controls which users get access to what. So we have a few user groups set up here. For example, we have a management group for all applications. We have a sales team access just for sales.live, which is the mobile field sales application. Or we have a sales team access just for Snapshot.live. So you just create your user group over here, decide what the name is, add the applications, and you over away. In terms of users itself, users are also created at a portal level, and that's because you might want them to use different applications. So you can just add, we've got a few there, but you can add a new user here, and you can then add a user to a role and the user group and so on and so on. And then you would send an email invite. They get that, and they are now within your portal. And then finally, from a roles point of view, I'll pop out of this and go across to my application page, in this case, Snapshot. And you can now also view the roles and permissions, and this is applicable to the application. And that allows me to really get specific about who sees what. So you can see here that I have a few roles at the moment, but I can add a number of roles as I want to. So I can, in this role, whatever this role's name is, do I allow this role to add a dashboard, to edit a dashboard, to delete a dashboard, and so on and so on. Can they even export? And you decide depending on your business needs. So that's step 1, step 2, and step 3 around Snapshot. And you're now good to go to start using Snapshot. If you've seen our 9-minute webinar Snapshot, you will know that this default dashboard is set up under company settings or my personal settings. And you'll also know that the community dashboards, these are the dashboards that we've pulled across from our business system and that are immediately and automatically available to me. But we want to delve a little bit further into how to customize these particular dashboards. That's one of the purposes of this 14-minute webinar. So let's look at that in a little bit more detail. First of all, if you have the rights, you have the ability to copy that dashboard. These master dashboards or community dashboards remain. You cannot hurt them, for want of a better term. And so why don't we just copy this sales rep analysis and look into the customization in a bit more detail. So I'm now going to copy that particular dashboard, and I'm now presented with another screen, and it's showing me details, parameters, and data sources. So I'll just quickly call this test, so that's all good, or I might even have a capital T. I can change the description, the category, whether I choose to keep it under sales or I might have a special category, the cache time, how often you want the cache time to remain, and do you want this dashboard to auto refresh? And so I can save those changes. From a parameters point of view, you can have date-based parameters or a variety of parameters. You can add those parameters as you want. And then the data sources, this is where the SQL query behind each dashboard sits. So I can edit that particular query as such if I want to here. When I'm adding new dashboards, this is where you would place the SQL query. So that gives me an idea, and I can now save those changes. And once I've done that, in fact, what I'll do, I'll just delete that. Once I've done that, what I'm now going to do is, you can see it says success, it's been saved. I'm now going to open the Snapshot Dashboard Designer. And let's give you a little bit more of a detailed look at how you can customize it. I'll give us a little bit of data by changing the date, and I'm just tabbing now and edit the dashboard. Okay, so the Snapshot Dashboard Editor now opens up. What you're looking at here is the Snapshot Designer, and on the left we have some common components. So each of these items here, this, if I click on this, this is a dashboard component. If I click on this, that's a dashboard component. This grid is a dashboard component. And the importance of that is that I can start to add in dashboard components or take away dashboard components as I so wish. So for example, under common dashboard components, I might want a pie chart, and I clicked on pie chart and it'll add that pie chart to my dashboard. Now, bearing in mind there's no data here, I'll show you how you can bind data shortly. So if I just get rid of that, we're back to the original dashboard. So I have the ability to add in grids, pivots, I can add in tree maps, I can add in pies, I can add in images. The choice is mine. Across maps, I have a variety of choices, a geo point map or a bubble map. I can add filters, combo box filters, tree views. All of this is available to me in terms of customizing. And what I mean by filters is, for example, here, if I click on this, these are filters here, and I can start to add in or change or take away filters. I can change my layout, and I can even add in customized web links here as well. So that's as simple as that. Now, if I want to add in terms of customization, let's go back to that pie chart, and I want to add in a pie chart. I now have a variety of controls per dashboard component. So you can see here, we have the binding settings. We have here the interactivity, that enables the integration between various dashboard items. And we have further options here, and of course deleting as well. So if I want to bind data to this pie chart, then by clicking on the pie, then what I can start to do is I can add values from my business system as such. So I can add a customer area, and I can add a customer group, which is what I've just done there, or I can add in line cells. So you can start to build that particular pie chart as I want and add the value as I want, as I'm doing here at the moment. So that's a very simple, demonstration on how you can start to customize the actual dashboard with a little bit of training as such. From an interactivity point of view, I can start to understand whether I want drill down functionality. From a further options point of view, I can say I want to show the caption. I can change the style of that particular pie chart. And each of these dashboard components have similar functionality, but of course it varies depending on the component that you are adding into the dashboard. And there's further options around layout, labels, coloring, and so on, quite extensive. And of course, as I mentioned, I can delete that as well. Now, when I've finished playing with this dashboard, you can see that I've got these two dashboard components that have got no data in there as well. So they're pretty useless to me. I can delete that. I might just say that I actually don't care for the data here as well on this dashboard component. So let's just delete that dashboard component. And once I'm happy with all of that, please remember you have to save the dashboard. I'll save that dashboard, and that dashboard is now under my custom dashboard as such, the menu item. So what I can start to do now is if I click on custom dashboards, you can see there it is there, the customer sales analysis, and I can now open that dashboard and make the changes to the database parameters and run the dashboard. That opens up to that dashboard that I started to customize and play with. So let's just double check that as well. It was probably that dashboard. Let's just open that dashboard, and we're running that dashboard over there. Remember, this is live data, and that's all good to go. So you can see now that it's fairly easy to start customizing dashboards. You can also add dashboards from a separate data source, or you can create dashboards from the same data source. There's more shown about that in another webinar. Please join us on that as well. Let's flick back because we're almost at the end of the time. So we've shown you that. Now, if you have more questions, then of course we are available, or if you have a partner, please talk to your partner as well, or pop us an email as shown there. The other webinars that are available to you, there's a creating dashboard webinar that I mentioned as well. Please join us on that as well. And thank you for your time here today on how to get Snapshot Live up and running. Please take care.